Has the Los Angeles Lakers offseason become a cruel joke, a masterclass in disappointment designed to test the very limits of their fanbase's patience? Because right now, as the summer sun beats down, it feels less like a championship pursuit and more like a frustrating game of musical chairs where the Lakers keep getting stuck without a seat. How can a franchise with such a storied history, with two of the game's all-time greats on its roster, manage to navigate an offseason that has left its loyal supporters scratching their heads, wondering if the front office has lost its way or if there's a hidden master plan yet to be unveiled? The air in Los Angeles, usually thick with the buzz of championship aspirations, feels heavy with a different kind of anticipation this offseason, one tinged with anxiety and a growing sense of frustration. Fans, accustomed to the Lakers making splashy, needle-moving acquisitions, have watched with a mixture of disbelief and despair as the team's significant moves have seemingly pushed them further from, rather than closer to title contention. The departure of a crucial defensive anchor in Dorian Finney-Smith, a player who embodied the grit and defensive tenacity that head coach J.J. Redick so desperately craves, was a gut punch. To replace him with the unproven Jake LaRavia and bring in DeAndre Ayton via buyout, a player whose fit and impact remain a significant question mark, has done little to quell the rising tide of skepticism. It's a bitter pill to swallow when the narrative shifts from championship or bust to do we even get better? This is the uncomfortable truth facing general manager Rob Pelinka, who now finds himself squarely in the crosshairs, tasked with salvaging an offseason that by all accounts has been nothing short of underwhelming. The pressure is immense, the stakes are sky high, and the fanbase is clamoring for a definitive, aggressive move that can inject some much-needed hope back into the purple and gold. The void left by Dorian Finney-Smith's exit is far greater than his modest stat line might suggest. He wasn't a superstar, but he was the kind of indispensable glue guy every championship contender needs, relentless three, and D-Wing who brought a level of defensive intensity and communication that transformed the Lakers' perimeter defense. Coach Redick, a vocal advocate for Finney-Smith, openly credited him with turning the Lakers' defense into one of the league's best during a crucial two-month stretch. He brought a level of toughness, Redick emphasized, communication, and the spirit of wanting to defend. I think the guys responded well to who he is as a player, teammate, person. He fit right in. Our season kind of turned, and the energy and the spirit of our group changed when we got him. He's been instrumental for us. This isn't just coach speak. It's a testament to Finney-Smith's tangible impact on the court and in the locker room. His ability to guard multiple positions, his reliable 39.8% shooting from beyond the arc, and his veteran presence were all invaluable. The cost to acquire him, 3 second-round picks, D'Angelo Russell and Maxwell Lewis for a mere half-season rental, now feels even more painful given his departure. The Lakers invested heavily in him, only to see him walk, leaving a gaping hole that Jake LaRavia, a 23-year-old with limited NBA experience, is now expected to fill. While the Lakers' front office, particularly Rob Pelinka, has expressed significant enthusiasm for LaRavia, touting him as a high-IQ two-way player with ideal skills for a J.J. Redick basketball system, the reality is that he's an unproven commodity. The hope is that his disruptive defense and ability to score at all three levels will translate, but relying on potential over proven production in a championship window is a dangerous game. This brings us to the latest whispers from the trade market, a scenario that could potentially offer a lifeline to the Lakers' beleaguered offseason: the acquisition of Marcus Smart. According to Lakers insider Anthony Irwin, Los Angeles is reportedly eyeing the former Boston Celtics guard in a projected 3-player deal that would send 2 disappointing veterans, Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent, to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Smart. On the surface, this move carries a fascinating blend of risk and reward. For the Lakers, it's a calculated attempt to shed 2 contracts that have largely failed to deliver value: Vanderbilt, who has struggled with injuries and inconsistency, and Vincent, whose much-hyped arrival was derailed by injuries, leaving him unable to find his rhythm. Moving these negative contracts for a player like Smart would be a shrewd piece of financial maneuvering, allowing the Lakers to regain some flexibility without sacrificing precious future draft capital. This is a critical point, As the Lakers are keen to preserve their future first-round picks for potential blockbuster moves to address front-court needs down the line, for the Washington Wizards, the appeal of this trade lies in their current rebuilding phase. Marcus Smart, at 31 years old and entering the final year of his contract, doesn't align with their long-term timeline or their crowded backcourt. While he's still a respected veteran, the Wizards might even consider waiving him if they can't find a suitable trade partner. In Vanderbilt and Vincent, they would acquire competent veterans who, despite their recent struggles, could potentially be rehabilitated and flipped for positive value in future trades. It's a low-risk, potentially high-reward play for a team focused on asset accumulation and player development. Now, let's talk about Marcus Smart himself. The hard truth is that he's not the same elite defensive player of the year caliber stopper he was during his prime in Boston. Injuries have taken their toll, limiting him to just 54 games over the past 2 seasons. The relentless, fearless style of play that defined his career has also contributed to his wear and tear. However, even a slightly diminished Marcus Smart brings an undeniable edge that the Lakers desperately need. He embodies the physicality and intensity that Coach Redick champions. His defensive instincts, even if a step slower, are still sharp, and his ability to disrupt passing lanes, dive for loose balls, and pester opposing guards is precisely what the Lakers' perimeter defense has been lacking since Finney-Smith's departure. Imagine Smart alongside Austin Reeves in the Lakers' backcourt. Smart's defensive tenacity and playmaking could perfectly complement Reeves' scoring and evolving offensive game. He's a veteran leader who isn't afraid to hold teammates accountable, a quality that can be invaluable for a team looking to establish a new identity under a new coach. He's a proven winner, a former champion, and his presence alone could elevate the competitive spirit of the entire roster. While this move might not instantly transform the Lakers into title favorites, it would undoubtedly be a significant step in the right direction. It would address a critical need for perimeter defense and veteran leadership without mortgaging the team's future. It's the kind of aggressive, yet calculated, move that Pelinka needs to make to reassure a restless fanbase and give the team a fighting chance in a competitive Western Conference. The whispers from within the Lakers organization confirm that they are not done making moves. According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, the Lakers are actively looking for a new defensive perimeter/wing player and expect to make a trade by the end of the month. This report underscores the front office's awareness of the glaring defensive void, a void made even more apparent by the departure of Finney-Smith. The acquisition of DeAndre Ayton, while addressing the center position, doesn't solve the perimeter defense issue. Ayton's arrival, a former number 1 overall pick who secured a buyout from Portland, offers a fresh start for a player with immense talent but an inconsistent track record. He could provide the Lakers with a much-needed interior presence, but his defensive impact on the perimeter is minimal. This entire offseason narrative paints a clear picture. Rob Pelinka is in a pressure cooker. The initial moves have been met with skepticism, and the fan base is demanding action. The proposed Marcus Smart trade, coupled with the ongoing search for another defensive wing, signals a recognition of the team's shortcomings and a willingness to be aggressive in the trade market. The Lakers cannot afford another season of defensive lapses and inconsistent effort. They need players who embody the toughness and spirit of wanting to defend that Redick described. Smart, despite his recent injury history, brings that in spades. The coming weeks will be crucial for the Los Angeles Lakers. Will Rob Pelinka pull the trigger on the Marcus Smart trade? Will he find another defensive gem on the perimeter? The answers to these questions will determine whether this offseason is remembered as a frustrating misstep or a calculated pivot that sets the stage for a resurgence. The championship window for LeBron James and Anthony Davis is closing, and every move, every decision, carries immense weight. It's time for Pelinka to be bold, to be decisive, and to give the Lakers faithful something to truly believe in. The time for passive observation is over. The time for aggressive action is now. So, what's your take, Lakers Nation? Do you believe Marcus Smart is the missing piece to ignite this team's defensive fire, or is this just another Band-Aid solution in a frustrating offseason? Let us know your thoughts, your hopes, and your wildest trade scenarios in the comments below. And if you're as invested in the Lakers' future as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single moment of this unfolding drama.